All right, diving right into this weekend's Bundesliga clash. RB Leipzig versus Eintracht Frankfurt. We're here at Tips Moto, ready to give you the insights to make this match even more exciting.
It's quite a matchup, you know. Leipzig trying to find their feet again after the Champions League knockout, and Frankfurt flying high in second.
Exactly. I mean, that difference in momentum alone is exciting, and
That's
that's where we at Tips Moto come in. We analyze everything to give you the best predictions and odds for the Kenyans better.
that's right. We want to give you an edge in this match. Well, this one's got some interesting things going on. Leipzig, for example. Well, they haven't really been at their best lately. You saw that Champions League match against Aston Villa really showed some weaknesses at the back.
Oh, yeah. Tough one for Leipzig fans.
Hmm.
And it's not just the defense either. Their attack hasn't been that great either.
Yeah.
One goal or less in 5 of their last 9 matches.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it against a team like Frankfurt.
Nope. And even at home at the Red Bull Arena, well, they've only won 1 out of their last 4 there. 8 goals conceded and only 6 scored.
So, not great signs for Leipzig. But how about Frankfurt? They seem to be on fire at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Undefeated in their last 5 league games. Frankfurt's playing with a confidence that's hard to ignore. And not just winning at home either. On the road, they've been just as good. 4 wins in their last 6 away games.
Now that's impressive. They're definitely not afraid to play away from home. Sounds like their away form could be a big factor in this match. But hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves, there's one big thing we need to think about. Injuries.
You're right, injuries can really change a game, and both teams are missing some key players. For Leipzig, well, it's their defense that's looking a bit thin.
Yeah, that's true. Key players like Costello Lukeba and David Raum are out, so Leipzig will have to put together a makeshift backline. Basically a defense made up of players who don't usually play in those positions. That could be good news for Frankfurt's attackers.
Exactly. A makeshift defense is never as strong or organized as a team's regular defense. And Leipzig's problems don't stop there. Their midfield is also depleted. They're missing Amadou Haidara, Forzana Sanoa-Drago, and LG Felmas, while Arthur Vermeeren is suspended.
Wow. So they're missing both defensive strength and creative spark in midfield. That's not a good combination against a team as well-rounded as Frankfurt.
Not at all. And to make matters worse, their attack is also hurt by the absences of Javi Simons and Yusuf Poulsen. So yeah, their attacking options are limited.
So it sounds like Leipzig is facing a real uphill battle here. But what about Frankfurt? Are they injury-free?
I wish. They've also got some key absences, specifically in central defense. Aurelia Menda and Tuta are both out, which could weaken their usually solid backline. For those who might not know, central defenders are the heart of a team's defense, stopping attacks through the middle.
So Frankfurt might find it harder to keep things tight at the back without their regular central defenders.
Yeah, exactly. Even the best defenses can struggle when important players are missing.
Okay, so both teams have their injury problems. How do you think these absences will affect the game?
Well, it definitely makes things more interesting. Leipzig's defensive issues, especially with their makeshift backline, could be made worse by Frankfurt's strong attack. But on the other hand, Frankfurt might also find it harder to completely shut down Leipzig without their first-choice central defenders.
I see. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, creating opportunities and vulnerabilities for both sides.
Exactly. And that's what makes predicting football matches so tricky and ultimately so rewarding.
So it's like a chess match then. Both teams trying to figure out how to use the other's weaknesses to their advantage.
Exactly. And that's what makes this match so fascinating for us at Tips Moto. It's not just about form or who's beaten who before. It's about understanding how these injuries are going to change the way both managers approach the game.
Right, so injuries are definitely going to be a big factor. But let's get down to business. What's Tips Moto's prediction for this match? Before we reveal that, let's take a quick look at the predicted lineups. For Leipzig, we're expecting Golaci in goal, Klosterman, Orban, Geertrida, and Henriks in defense, Baumgartner, Seiwald, and Campbell in midfield, and Sesko and Openda up front.
And for Frankfurt, we're anticipating Trapp in goal, Christensen, Thiet, Koch, and Nkunku in defense, Gotze, Skiri, Dahoud, and Brown in midfield, and Ekitike and Marmouche leading the attack.
Okay, so the stage is set. The players are mostly ready. Now for the big reveal. What does Tips Moto's supercomputer say about this clash of Bundesliga titans?
Oh, after crunching all the numbers, considering the injuries, looking at the history between these two teams, we're predicting a 3-1 victory for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Wow, a decisive win for Frankfurt. What makes you so confident in that prediction?
We think Frankfurt's strong waveform, their powerful attack, And Leipzig's defensive issues, especially with that makeshift backline, well, those are the key factors.
Yeah.
Leipzig might put up a fight. But we see Frankfurt's momentum and their overall squad depth being the difference in the end.
So are you saying Leipzig fans shouldn't get their hopes up?
Not necessarily. Football's a funny game. Anything can happen. Leipzig could find a way to get their attack going and overcome their defensive problems. But based on our analysis, Frankfurt just looks stronger in this matchup.
Fair enough. But this deep dive is all about giving you, the listener, the information you need to make your own decisions. So let's take a closer look at some of the specific things about this match that we find interesting.
Absolutely. One area that really stands out is the midfield battle. As we've said, Leipzig is missing some key players there, which could disrupt their rhythm and play right into Frankfurt's hands.
You're right. Even when they have all their players, their midfield has struggled to control games against the top teams. And without those key players, it's going to be tough against Frankfurt's strong and experienced midfield duo of Skiri and Dahoud.
That's exactly what we're looking at. Skiri and Dahoud are a force to be reckoned with. They can control the tempo, break up attacks, and start their own team's attacks. If Leipzig can't find a way to disrupt them, Frankfurt could dominate possession and create a ton of chances for their attackers.
And Frankfurt's got plenty of firepower up front, with Marmoush and Ekitike leading the line. They've got the players to punish even the smallest defensive mistakes.
For sure. Marmish especially. He's on fire right now. He can change a game in an instant. His pace, his dribbling, and his finishing, well, they make him a defender's worst nightmare. If Leipzig's makeshift backline gives him any space, he could be unstoppable.
So it sounds like Leipzig's main goal will be to stop Frankfurt from controlling the midfield and to keep their dangerous attackers quiet. But considering their own injury problems, that's a tall order, right?
It's a tough ask. No doubt. But Leipzig still has some talented players who can make a difference. For them to pull off an upset, they'll need to be at their absolute best. Play with tactical discipline and be clinical in front of goal.
It's a bit of a David versus Goliath situation, isn't it?
In a way, yeah. And that's what makes this match so exciting. It's a clash of styles, a battle of wills, and a chance for both teams to prove themselves. We're expecting a high-intensity match with goals, drama, and plenty of action.
So you're expecting a real nail-biter then?
Yeah.
A match that could go either way?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we're telling all our listeners to check out Tips Moto's social media. For a deeper dive into this match, we've got detailed analysis, stats, breakdowns, and exclusive betting tips. You won't find them anywhere else.
Exactly. We're going beyond the basics here to give you, the listener, those extra bits of knowledge that can make all the difference when you're placing your bets. We want you to win. And our expert insights are here to help you do just that.
That's right. We've got exclusive insights on Leipzig's home advantage, or lack thereof. They haven't been as dominant at Red Bull Arena as they have in the past.
Yeah, the recent home record isn't anything to write home about. 2 losses, a draw, and just 1 win in their last 4 at home. Not exactly an intimidating fortress.
No, it's not. And that's something we've considered in our analysis. Frankfurt, on the other hand, seems to love playing on the road. 4 wins out of their last 6 away games. They're clearly up for the challenge of playing in hostile environments. We've looked closely at their away performances, and we've spotted some key tactical patterns that could give them an edge in this match.
So are you saying that Leipzig's home advantage might not be a big deal this time?
Yeah, pretty much. Frankfurt has shown they can adapt to different playing styles and play their own game, no matter where they are. And with their strong attack, led by the in-form Marmish, well, they can cause problems for any defense, even on Leipzig's home turf.
Marmoush really is the danger man for Frankfurt, isn't he? His speed skill and his clinical finishing make him a real threat. Leipzig defenders will need to be on their toes.
Absolutely. He's the kind of player who can turn a game on its head. We think he'll be crucial for Frankfurt's attack. And we've got some specific betting tips about how he might perform that you won't want to miss.
So are all the signs pointing towards a Frankfurt victory? Is that what Tips Moto's supercomputer is saying?
Well, yeah. After considering everything, the injuries form head-to-head records. Even the mental side of things, our analysis points heavily towards a Frankfurt win. Their momentum, their away form, their attacking quality, combined with Leipzig's struggles, give him a clear advantage in this matchup.
Okay, it's sounding pretty convincing. A 3-1 win for Frankfurt, you said earlier. But as you always say, anything can happen in football. Leipzig could still surprise us.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the sport. There's always that element of unpredictability. We don't have a crystal ball. But what we do have is a deep understanding of the game, backed up by powerful data analysis and years of experience. Our prediction is based on a thorough assessment of everything involved.
And that's what makes TipsModo different, isn't it? You're not just making a random guess, you're giving us insight and data-driven analysis to help us make smarter betting decisions.
Exactly. And that's why we're so passionate about what we do. We want to empower you, the Kenyan bettor, to understand the game better, make informed choices, and ultimately increase your chances of winning.
So for anyone listening who wants to know more about this match and get those winning betting tips, what should they do?
Go to TipsMoto's social media right now. We've got exclusive content, expert analysis, and everything you need to step up your Bundesliga betting. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok.
We're covering all the bases, giving you the information you need in a way that's engaging and easy to understand. So whether you're a seasoned bettor or just starting out, TipsModo is your one-stop shop for all things football.
Don't miss out on the best Bundesliga betting insights. Follow us on social media and join the TipsModo community today.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into RB Leipzig versus Eintracht Frankfurt. We hope you found our analysis insightful and our prediction helpful. Remember, bet responsibly, and good luck with your bets.